I want Gucci shoes. I want some pink Dior index. And I want rainbow wings.
Okay, sweetie pie, I will do just that.
Mommy, hurry. Nigeria is so hot. I need to go to very period.
Okay, sweetie pie, I will do just that. I will do just that. What, Mom? Just shut it. That's a period.
Mommy, I hate you again. Way above Daddy.
Baby, don't say that. She is just a child.
You think you have seen enough, my lovely watchers? You haven't, because this is just a tip of the iceberg. In a beautiful and vibrant city of Lagos, there lived a couple named Mr. and Mrs. Adeleke. They got married 7 years ago, but no child. They had literally done everything they could do. I mean, they were wealthy. They had visited different hospitals in different countries, tried the best gynecologists, but nothing. Everything came out bleakful. Mrs. Adeleke was tired of taking drugs. Several operations have been done, but nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because she was not even having any fertilization, let alone a miscarriage.
I am Barry. I am a man. I can reproduce. I am cursed. Childless. I am a fraudulent.
That was what Mrs. Adeleke saw herself as. I mean, that was what others said straight to her face. She lost all hopes. They tried IVF when their marriage had just turned 3 years. Obviously, it didn't work, which almost took her life by the way. They tried adoption. It seemed good at first, but 1 year later, the child died. This occurrence validated the phrase which people called her.
Mrs. Adeleke, you are cursed.
It was 7 years at present, and she had given up. Her heart was shattered to pieces. She finally accepted her fate. She was barren. Not until one Saturday, she felt dizzy. She thought it was just a normal fever. She didn't suspect anything. Not for her to go to the hospital. And to their greatest shock, she was told she was 5 weeks gone. Mrs. Adeleke could not believe what she was hearing. She had been living in denial for the past 7 years. She was indeed elated about the news, likewise her husband. She was going to be a mother after 7 years of childlessness. It soon became 9 months and they could not wait to have their baby. The EDD was near and they bought everything for the arrival of their child. The things were expensive, from the golden baby cots to the clothes, everything the baby would use. They spent millions preparing the welcome party for their beautiful baby girl. They used 70 million naira to buy only baby cot. The cot was golden. I mean, no one in the whole Lagos had ever used such expensive cots. Mrs. Adeleke's mother told her that the items were too expensive, but they had waited so long for the child. Everybody understood. Besides, they had the money. The child was finally given birth to. That very day, the earth shook. The whole of Lagos knew that Mrs. Adeleke had put to bed. They welcomed the baby like a princess that she was. Everybody was indeed happy for her, even her mockers. This was a new era for Mrs. Adeleke, and she was super grateful to God for giving her a chance even when she thought all chips were done. God reminded her that delay wasn't denial. The name of the baby was BRITNEY Adeleke. BRITNEY was a very beautiful baby. Her parents loved her to the moon and back. They showed her so much love to the extent that it became excessive. It all started when BRITNEY was 7 months old. There was nothing BRITNEY didn't have. She had the latest iPads, iPhones. Everybody wondered how she would use a phone. I mean, she was just 7 months old. But Mrs. Adeleke told everyone to mind their business, that it was her child, that she could do anything she wanted to do. BRITNEY soon turned 3 years old, and it seemed like every year the attention increased. 3-year-old BRITNEY had what was not meant for her age. She had luxurious sleek wigs, expensive bags, Birkins, Gucci, you name it. She had the latest cars. Aside that, Britney was a menace. She was a bully everywhere, especially in her school. On one occasion, while in class, the English teacher, Mrs. Ade, she was heavily pregnant. While she was teaching, Britney started chewing gum as she watched TikToks with her pink iPad. The loudness of both the gum and the iPad was so disturbing and distracting. Britney was allowed to do anything in school. She was the only student who offered 2 subjects in school, as she claimed she wasn't cut up for that life. English was one of the subjects she offered.
Britney, reduce the loudness of your chew.
Mrs. Ade said tiredly.
And if I don't stop, what will he do? You pregnant goat!
Britney said scornfully, feeling on top of the world. Everybody was dumbfounded. Without hesitation, Mrs. Ade went to Britney and threatened to slap her. Before Mrs. Ade could even raise her hands, Britney started crying as she hid her face and pretended like Mrs. Ade already slapped her. She cried those award-winning tears. Everybody literally knew they were fake. She was just good at pretending. Before anyone could say another word, she angrily took her school bag and went home with her car. Her driver took her home. When she got home, she told her parents. Without even hearing Mrs. Ade part of the story, Mrs. Adeleke swiftly went to the school. On their way, Mrs. Adeleke had already made calls to make Mrs. Ade's life miserable and unbearable. It was hell for Mrs. Ade. In front of the whole school, Mrs. Adeleke told Britney to slap Mrs. Ade. Mrs. Ade cried bitterly. As if that wasn't enough, she was sacked immediately because Britney's parents were the chief sponsors in the school, so they had the right to do anything they wanted. This incident trended for weeks. Britney felt on top of the world. She won. No one dared cross her path. Teachers feared her. Students worshipped her. She was a diva. The skirt of her uniform was shorter than a tissue paper. She loved it. Britney soon turned 15. She had grown. It seemed like each year, the bad character increased. 15-year-old Britney had 6 boyfriends that worshipped her. She was pretty and her dad was also a billionaire. She was definitely a spec. She invited boys over. Her parents didn't do anything, though her dad was not in support of it. He never for one day supported Britney in her bad character, but he surely spoiled her with expensive stuffs. He had complained countless times, but his wife never had heard. Britney is no longer a baby. She should do the dishes. She can't even boil water, let alone wash her underwears, Mr. Adeleke said one fateful afternoon.
Please, she's still a baby to me. Besides, she have maid and guards. What do we pay them for? Please, honey, you know what I went through to get Britney. Please, she's gold.
Mrs. Adeleke said firmly. This kind of conversation about Britney happened countless times, but Mrs. Adeleke remained rigid, so Mr. Adeleke chickened out. It seemed like he was talking to a brick wall.
Mommy, I want to go shopping. The new edition of the Chanel and Gucci just came out, and I want them. And that's a period. I'm gonna get all of them.
Britney said. Mrs. Adeleke happily agreed. Britney immediately went and she shopped. She used 80 million on that very shopping. She squandered money like it was gotten from the leaves of trees. 15-year-old Britney had the latest edition of the Mercedes-Benz. By 18 years old, Britney was a force. The level of her waywardness was beyond the charts. She was now in the university, and never for a day did Britney open her book to study. Studying and Britney could never be in the same sentence. She wasn't done smoking, drinking and clubbing, and having unprotected sexual intercourse, let alone read. She was a spoiled brat. If there was a party in school or a club, Britney was there. Her situation was getting out of hand. She did drugs, inhaled a lot of nasty stuff, did a lot of stuff that was too hard to say. Her dad advised her, but her mom was always there to support her. With her mom in her corner and her dad's money, she was good. It didn't take long before Britney joined a confraternity in her school. According to her, She cleaned the court, protected her, and gave her power and authority. The night she joined was one hell of a night. She thought she would die, but she survived. The criteria to join the court gave 4. 1. She had to kill 2 souls. Her court members claimed that the action showed that Britney was capable of going any length to protect each other, even if killing an obstacle. Britney completed that task. She killed a young man coming back from his cafe walk in the night. He was shot and he died instantly. Britney also killed a pregnant lady who was coming back from work after she had hawked during the day. The lady looked poor and helpless. Britney shot her and without looking back, she left. When the task was completed, the next task was to rob a bank, which she and her gang luckily succeeded. They moved to the third task, which was called beating parts. They flogged the humanity out of Britney. 200 strokes of the cane was lashed on her back. She almost died. After everything, she was finally a member. She was happy. So as a new member, she had to complete the 4th task. Everybody in that court would sleep with her. She was happy to do that. What had she not done before? She slept with everybody in the court and she was a certified member. It became 2 years since she joined, and I can say for a fact, Britney had killed 73 people. The most painful one was when she and her gang robbed an orphanage and killed everyone. Britney became a notorious criminal. Everybody in school feared her. Big Britney, as she called herself and by others. In these 2 years, she also kidnapped her father and asked for a huge ransom of 500 million naira. Nobody even suspected that she perpetrated the kidnap. 2 hectic years of being the Big Britney, not until Nemesis caught up with her. On one of the operations, unfortunately for Britney, she was caught with some of her gangs, who went for the operation to rob a very big bank in the country. She was arrested. It was during the investigation they found out that she had been the cause of a lot of atrocities and the death of some noble personalities in the country. Without delay, she was taken to court. The case was already a lost case because the other members of her gang confessed. The news flew across the country. Everybody watched from their television. Mr. and Mrs. Adeleke were disappointed. Mrs. Adeleke tried her best to exonerate Britney, but her hands were tied. She couldn't do jack. Before their very own eyes, Britney Adeleke was sentenced to death. The level of the atrocity she had committed was inhumane. She was cruel, she was harsh, was bad, was wicked. You name it. The day for her appointed sentence finally came. She was sad and gloomy. She greatly regretted her actions. She had done a grave mistake. She cried bitterly as she was being dragged to her death spot. Everybody in the country watching, parents using her as a lesson for their children. When she got to the spot, she was asked if she had a last wish before the impending death. Britney gladly agreed. She requested to see her mother. Miss Adeleke, who was now weak from crying, sadly came out and hugged her daughter.
Britney, my hands are tired. If not, you won't be here.
Miss Adeleke said sadly. Britney grinned as she tried to whisper something in her mother's ear. Miss Adeleke paid attention as Britney whispered,
I cursed the day I became your child and the day you became my mom. I hate you. If only you gave me good parenting, I wouldn't have been here. That was your greatest responsibility and you failed. I hate you.
Miss Adeleke listened as her eyes became heavy due to tears. Few seconds later, Miss Adeleke screamed in pain. Everybody, eager to see what was happening, Britney had cut off her mother's ear with her teeth. Everybody froze, both those watching from home. Miss Adeleke held her ear as she cried in pain. Britney looked at her in disappointment before she was killed. She was shot countless times. Everybody cried. It was a very conscious day in the country, with blogs trading about Britney's case. Miss Adeleke was forever sad. Mr. Adeleke tried consoling her, showing her the bright side of life, because before Mr. Adeleke could wake up the following morning, his wife had already committed suicide. She drank snapper and poof, gone. It was indeed a sad story, The only chance she had to train her child right, she wasted it. Mr. Adeleke cried. He regretted the day Brittany was born. They were better off without her. His wife would have still been alive. Now, the two of them were gone. It became 2 years, with Brittany's story becoming an historical lesson for bad parenting. Mr. Adeleke moved on. He continued his life. One day, in his office, he was told he had a visitor. The visitors were ushered in. To his unimaginable shock, he was told that Brittany had a child before she died. Brittany gave the child away to an orphanage. She got pregnant during year 1 in the university. She told the father, but he denied the pregnancy. This was what triggered Brittany to join the confraternity. She joined the confraternity and killed him brutally. That was the very first person she killed, the cafe man. Mr. Adeleke could not believe what he was saying. The child was a boy. He was very handsome and he looked like Brittany. At least, he didn't lose everything. He was grateful to God and soon he wrote a book about bad parenting. After 1 week of launching the book, it became #1 on Amazon and everybody who read really learned something. The book impacted them and they tried not to make such grave mistake. Moral lesson. This is a very crucial lesson every parent must see. Watch this story and catch your moral lesson. A lot to be learned, but all I can say for now is spare the rod, spoil the child. Please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Till next time.